What's up, Game Changers, and welcome to the Game Changers Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Game Changer, aka TJ, man. Back with another one. This is episode 58 of the Game Changers Podcast. And happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday. Wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. Let's go, man. Getting straight to it. Whew. I don't even know what to say, bro. Let me just start out by how I was doing. Let me not dive deep into what we gonna talk about today, cause man, it's a lot, and it could be trigger warning to any male or female that has been through certain situations as far as marriage, because we are gonna talk about Jada Pickett Smith and Will Smith. But just to begin, I had a great night yesterday with my boy Jalen. Shout out. Thanks for the invite, man. You know, it's spooky season. October, few weeks away from Halloween, man. I don't really celebrate Halloween like that, but when I got friends and counterparts that, you know, want to do things as far as the season goes, I'm down. Like, I'll go out. I'm not the type of person to go out on my own and do Halloween stuff, but if invited, I will definitely go out. So I had a good time. Shout out to Jalen, Hassana, everybody that came out, man. We had a good little time. But man, let's dive right into it. Let's not beat around the bush. Jada Pickett Smith. Does she deserve the last name Smith? Let's just start with that. Okay, because Will married her and gave her that last name of Smith. And does she deserve that last name after all this that came out? So let me give y'all a little synopsis. Jada Pickett Smith, she's coming out with a new book. I don't know what that book is called because it's just been headline after headline after headline. We don't even know what your book is called. We just know what everything that you talked about in the book. Hey, but that's a start though. That's definitely promotion. Hey, if you were trying to promote this book to the best of your ability, it worked. It worked. We don't know the name of the book, but guess what? Some ladies, mostly ladies, but some ladies and some men are going to go purchase your book right now. They're going to look up Jada Pickett Smith book, and they're going to figure out the name. We don't know the name now, but they'll figure it out when they search it up, because you have definitely come out with some controversy, definitely come out with some things that we were surprised by, some other things we weren't surprised by, but let's get into it. So the first thing, because it's a lot, I wrote down the list. Okay, Jada, no, I'm not gonna start with that. Okay, so Jada and Will Smith has not been together since 2016. They have been separated, but they have been married. But they also have been coming out like at different events, such as movie premieres, show nights, like when there's an award shows like the red carpet, this, that, and the third. They look like, oh, they're still a couple trying to figure stuff out, because ever since the red table talk, we knew it was some shaky stuff going on in their relationship, but we did not know that they were separated. But they are still to this day married, but they have been separated since 2016. So she says that shocks the world. It shocks most people. It shocked me a little bit, because I'm like, but it also explains a lot. It explains the entanglement with August Alsina. It explains certain things, certain conversations, the way she would go about things. It explains the every year posting about Tupac. I'm pretty sure she did that when they were happily married, but now it seems like it's coming to the forefront more as far as like publicly, like, or getting more cameras and attention on, hey, this woman that is married keeps posting a dead person's picture or video reminiscing about the time that they had back in the day, bro. And that connects me to my second point. Jada Pickett Smith said that Tupac is her soulmate, or was, or is, or whatever. But that statement is crazy, bro. That is crazy, especially, first of all, why haven't y'all divorced? I get the whole Smith name and Jada Pickett Smith. I mean, you're probably going to want to keep it, but you can still keep it if y'all divorce. Like, it's no, what is keeping you and Will Smith together, bro? That, we should put our thoughts and prayers to Will Smith right now. What is going on, bro? Like, what is going on in his head right now as he's looking at all this? Now, I'm pretty sure, okay, at home, before this all happened, the whole rollout of this book, they could have sat at home and Jada could be like, hey, Will, I'm going out and doing this. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to touch on these points. So don't be surprised if this, that, and the third comes out. That could have been a conversation that they had, because they're still officially married, but they're separated. So, but at the same time, aside from that, that conversation could have happened. But at the same time, we're like, as a man, I'm thinking about, how is Will Smith thinking about this situation? Like, even though, yeah, you could have told him that this, that, and the third could happen, or y'all could have had a conversation about Tupac and what he meant to you. But at the same time, how does that make him feel still at this present moment? So you can sit there and tell me, hey, I had some feelings about Tupac, and I still do, and I feel like at a certain point he was my soulmate, he was my person, this, that, and the third. But in the same interview, you're also saying that when he asked you to marry him, you couldn't really do it because y'all didn't have no chemistry. If y'all didn't have no chemistry, why are you saying he your soulmate, bro? Like, if I'm Will Smith, I'm at home, I don't care if we had a conversation or not, this is hitting different. Because now I'm getting calls. Like, I'm pretty sure as a celebrity, don't sleep on that. Of people that's not of celebrity status, that are close to the celebrities, making those type of calls or making those type of texts because they care about that person. So don't, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Will Smith is getting calls and texts right now. Hey, are you okay? Will Smith might be okay, he may not be. But it's just that fact of, you have people hitting your phone, and it's like, it's making you think a little bit more like, dang, like, Tupac was really her soulmate. What was I doing the last 15 years? They've been married since what, 1999? The 90s, bro. And they've been separated since 2016. It's just, it feels a little funny that she's coming out with this book saying all these things. She also said that Chris Rock, a few years ago, there was a alleged that Will Smith and Jada was getting a divorce, and Chris Rock hit Jada up like, hey, you know, you want to go out sometime, or let me take you out to dinner? She was a little confused, like, huh, what you mean? Like, and he said, aren't you and Will, you know, getting a divorce? And she was like, no, like, where did you hear that? So it's like he's shooting his shots. You coming out and saying that, what is your purpose to saying that? We didn't need to know this. I'm not going to lie to you. I know it's in your book and you're promoting it. That's the only excuse I'm giving you. But other than that, we did not need to know this information. First of all, why you even putting it in the book? What's the purpose of this book? Other than, I can see, like, oh, you trying to get, like, your feelings out. And honestly, I've thought about that before. Like, if you can't express your feelings in certain ways, you've done that in Red Table Talk. You've done that in different interviews other than trying to promote your book. It's plenty of ways you can get this off of trying to express yourself. But hey, let's give it to her for a moment. Hey, she's trying to promote this book. She's trying to get her feelings out. She's putting all her feelings in this book. You don't need to come out and say nothing about Will. They can read the book. You can come up with something else compelling. Like, she also brought up the fact that she had to sell drugs when she was a teenager. Hey, that's a story. You can run with that. Instead of Will Smith Tupac, my soulmate. Me and Will been separated since 2016. Chris Rock tried to shoot his shot. That's another thing. I was super surprised that Will Smith went up there to smack what's the name, because we were separated at that time, and I was surprised that he called me his wife. We don't need to know that. It's other stories that you can run with where it don't have to be detrimental to another person. I feel like Will, whether he was told about this media rollout for this book or not, I feel like Will is feeling something from seeing all this. Not only from seeing her say it, but like I said, people calling him, texting him, fans making speculations of what their relationship was, because that's what really started the crying emoji table talk picture, the meme that went around of Will Smith with red eyes and he looked down, because it's been so many people saying that, she's having an affair, or August Alsina or Will Smith can't really handle his household. It was a bunch of narratives after that whole August Alsina incident that hit Will Smith to a certain extent where he's looking crazy on this red table talk. So it's like that. So all this is accumulating. So just think about Will Smith. He's been on social media more lately ever since that whole debacle at the Oscars. And then he seems like he's getting back into the groove of things. And now, boom, here comes a cycle of emotions that's coming back to him. Like, I feel like emotions are rushing him, and he has to learn how to deal with those emotions rushing him again when he already tried to get over it. And like, I'm speculating, but I do believe after that whole Oscar thing, he tried to get over the Oscars, that August Alsina situation, the red table talk, the memes, like actively, like, just think about, we talk about therapy, and then we see that majority women are talking about therapy, doing a dialogue about therapy, going to therapy, and it's definitely been some men on different podcasts giving their opinion and also saying men, especially black men, do need therapy. But it's still, I believe that it's overwhelming more women going to therapy, actually participating in that, than there is men. So I just think to myself, like, dang, is Will Smith getting therapy? How is this affecting Will Smith? Because it's like, I know this book is about Jada, but it just seems a little bit unnecessary, in my opinion. Like I said before, I thought about writing a book about my certain feelings about real life situations, and questioning if I should tell people that I'm putting these real life situations in this book. Like, I've seriously thought about writing a book, and I definitely might write a book about, I won't tell y'all specifically, but just about different situations in my life, and it has to do with love. Like, we circle around this conversation of Jada Pickett Smith, this, that, and the third, Tupac, Will Smith, Chris Rock. Like, it's just an ever-ending, everlasting circle. And I think what's in the middle of that circle is, let's say, three main things. Let's love, let's put misunderstanding in there, because I feel like throughout their relationship there has been some misunderstandings, or not even misunderstanding. Let's put miscommunication. There's been some miscommunication in of her feelings toward Will Smith versus her feelings towards Tupac. So love, miscommunication, and let's say regret. Let's put the word regret in there. So in the middle of all this whole cycle, love, miscommunication, and regret. I feel like those are the main three things that I've been seeing from the outside in. Does Will Smith regret marrying Jada Pickett Smith? That's a good question. Does Jada Pickett Smith regret marrying Will Smith? Well, let me give y'all the first part of that answer that they might say just off the back. They might say no off the back just because they had the kids. So Jaden and Willow, they be like, no, I don't regret that because we have our beautiful children, Jalen and we didn't ask you all that. I'm talking about your marriage. I know that children is a big part of that. So let's put them to the side for a second. We're talking about Tupac. We talk about the dude that you post every birthday he got. He been dead for 20 years and you post it every birthday with a long message under your Instagram post, whether it's a video of you and Tupac or a picture of you and Tupac. Man, I remember the first day I met him. I never forget when he wrote me this letter. And the reason I'm so animated about this is because I keep going back to this point. Will Smith. Like, just think about how he is feeling. If I write anything down in a book, let alone go on a huge platform, I forgot what was it? Good Morning America, a huge platform that millions of people see. Go on a huge platform and tell everything about that person. I would ask the other person, hey, or just let them know. So it depends on where you guys stand, and I would assume that Will Smith and Jada is on good terms, especially if they keep popping out at different events looking like they together. But who knows? Who knows within the last few months, are they on good terms? So if I'm on good terms with that person, I will ask politely, hey, is it okay if I do this? Or if I feel like that this is already in my heart to do, I really want to put it in the book, I would just let them know as a courtesy, hey, I'm going to put this, that, and the third in the book. I just want to let you know before it came out, and if it blow up, if it do certain numbers, which is going, if it's Jada's situation, it's going to do certain numbers. So I just want to let you know everything that's going on. He has feelings, bro, and I just feel like Jada Pickett Smith could have went so many different directions than the one she went to. I mean, jeez, bro. Like, you saying Tupac is your soulmate, that's the one that really struck me. Like, wow. I don't care if you told me if this was gonna happen. If you told me Tupac is your soulmate 6-7 years ago, and now that you coming out and you just saying it to the world, bro, I'm still married to you, but we're separated. We have kids that's watching this, bro. And you say that, like, I'm at home in my bed, like, going through it, thinking about, bro, my whole life I've been dedicated to this woman, and she's just said Tupac is her soulmate, bro. I don't care how many times you told me, that still hits me. That emotion is like, I'm in my room going through it. We talking about real tears. We talking about tissue. We talking about boo-hoo. Like, y'all think Will Smith was red on that Red Table Talk? Y'all think that was bad, bro? Like, just imagine him alone in the crib. I'm not saying he ain't got nobody else. Like, they been separated for 7 years, so I'm pretty sure he got a few means, maybe somebody he dating. But is that gonna be the person he said I do to? Is that gonna be the person he thought he was spending the rest of his life with? Is that the person he thought he was in love with? Like, Jada, and the way she carried herself sometimes, bro, I ain't gonna lie, it seemed like a little manipulative, like, for real. I couldn't even say the word. But it just seemed like, do she care for real? Do she care about Will? Like, of course you got people that say you care, but they actions, that big phrase that will stand the test of time, actions are louder than words. And that will forever be the case. It's just crazy, bro. That's all I got on that. And that's just my opinion on it. I feel like she could have went a different route with it. She didn't need to say half of the stuff she said. She could have found other points that were super provocative or something super good to sell the book. I mean, that's just my opinion. I thought it could have been handled better by Jada. But that's just me, man. Switch it. Stand over to in some entertainment. Carisha, please. And this is the only thing I'm gonna speak about the BET Hip Hop Awards, because I don't really watch it like that. But I know that this was the big thing. Carisha, please, winning the Best Hip Hop Platform Award at the BET Hip Hop Awards, and I definitely disagree with that. I was with the masses and saying, I think Nori posted something like, "Oh, everybody just, is it just me, or does everybody see what's going on here," or something like that. But I agree with Nori. I agree with everybody that says Carisha shouldn't have won, and it was some people fighting back that saying it was fan base. So the fans voted for the award, but that really doesn't matter. I mean, okay, so maybe it matters a little bit, because every video that I see of Carisha Please is doing 2 million or above. Her last video, I think I watched the last interview what she did with Ari Fletcher. It was a good interview. I watched it. I enjoyed it. But at the same time, it's not better than Drink Champs. It's not better than $1 million worth of game, and it's not better than the Joe Budden podcast. I'm sorry. They put out volumes of episodes, and most of those episodes that they put out is great content. I mean, top tier content, and they're also doing millions of views. Carisha Please gets posted maybe once every 5 months. Or something like that, or once every 4 months. These people like Drink Champs is probably doing like 3 times a month. $1 million worth of games is probably doing like 4 or 5 times a month, as far as like videos posting. The Joe Budden podcast posts 2 podcasts a week and have a Patreon where they giving people even more episodes after that. So if we talking about a BET award, if we talking about volume, Carisha Please don't take it. If we talking about fans, maybe Carisha Please takes that, because obviously the fans voted for her, so maybe she has more fans. She is also an active artist, so that's one thing. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. What we all thinking is Diddy paid for her to get that award. That's just it. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I think Diddy put some money in some people's hands. Hey, make this look good and have her win. Period. I think that's it. So, hey, that's just my opinion on that, bro. I feel like at least $1 million worth of game or some should have won. Drink Champs, Joe Budden. Me personally, I like the Joe Budden podcast. I watch them often. I watch Drink Champs a lot. $1 million worth of game will probably be the one that I watch least. But out of all of them, Carisha Please is definitely on that lower list of what I watch. But whenever she puts out a video, like, they do numbers. So it's like, what would that ratio look like? That's probably what I feel like would be her only defense. So even though these other shows like $1,000,000 Worth of Game, Dream Champ, Joe Budden, they put out in volume and they do go numbers. But when Carisha Please posts her videos and it's like maybe every 4 months, what do those videos do? And who do they attract? And how many people do they attract on all platforms? So one video of millions beat out multiple videos of hundreds of thousands? Does that make sense? Like if Joe Budden put out, let's say 4 episodes a week, and each one of those episodes do 800,000. That's, let's do numbers. Game Changers Math Edition. Here we go. 800,000 times 4. Okay, that's 3.2 million a week times 4 weeks in a month. That's 12 million viewers in a month. Okay, let's say Carisha Please puts out a video and it does like 3 million, but she puts it out every 4 months. But it does 3 million on the YouTube. It does 3 million views on Facebook and Instagram. So let's say that's 3 times 3. That's 9 million. So 9 million every. That's still not 9 million every 4 months. That's still not adding up to how much or how many people watch it. Also, how many new people are you getting to your platform? Because let's say Joe Budden does get 12 million views a month, that might be the same people. But if she continues to get new people, new fans, plus her fan base, because she is an active artist, that's the only thing that I can accept from the other side. I'm still on the side of did he pay for everything, and that's why she won. But on the other side of that argument, the only thing I will accept is her, because she's an active artist. That's why she had more fans vote for her show to win, if that is the case. So that's the only argument I'm taking from y'all, for real. Cause I believe Diddy paid for that. But we gonna switch it over to some sports. Shaq and Allen Iverson have become a part of Reebok, as Shaq being the president and Allen Iverson being the vice president of Reebok basketball division. Let's clap it up for that. Hey, it's long time overdue, honestly. They both have been a part of Reebok before, and I think that this is good. Players being in a program and actually players knowing what other players want to wear, how they want their shoes to look, this, that, and the third. So I think it's a great opportunity for Shaq and Allen Iverson to really show their creative ability on the business side, to incorporate some of their swag, some of their creativity, some of their everything, basketball IQ, basketball knowledge to the Reebok basketball division. So shout out to them. That's a big leap. That's a big step, bro, because Allen Iverson, he's been with Reebok for a long time, and you know, when he had his shoes out, they was selling. So it makes sense for Reebok to make this partnership with Shaq and Allen Iverson. So shout out to them. Thursday night football, I don't care. I'm telling y'all right now, any game that Taylor Swift is at, I don't care. And this is just like being upset. Like, I'm upset. I don't know why, but some of these topics is just making me upset. Like, I'm upset. Turning disrespect. What Drake said, 20,000 on my head is disrespect. That's why he upset. Drake is petty. And I just a side note, I was listening to Nothing Was the Same as I was coming home yesterday from the little Halloween event. And Drake. Cause I was really going in in the car, not going in on Drake, but just going in like, bro, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, this type of music, Nothing Was the Same is Drake's best album he ever put out. Now just imagine, that was Drake younger self, so I don't imagine him talking about anything. And I'm just connecting to Joe Budden's point of, you're making rap for these younger artists, but it's like, get away from them. Like, make rap for your day one fans that are 34, 35, 36, 37, early 40s. So if you could take Nothing, Drake, I'm talking to you one-on-one. If you can make a Nothing Was the Same, but a 37-year-old Drake making a Nothing Was the Same, a similar album, but it just sound more grown, sound more polished, bro, you will have the streets in a frenzy. I probably would be good. And I think I'm good right now on Drake songs, because he has a pretty large discography. Let me get some water. But I feel like he's one album away from nobody ever touching him as far as accolades, as far as longevity in this game. I just need that one album. So probably, you know how they have like a dark side, not a dark side, but a let's go to the multiverse. Let's go to Marvel. So I'm just using a Marvel reference, but if we have somebody from another dimension or another world or another timeline, let's make Nothing Was the Same, but if it was in another dimension that is more well-rounded and more how can I say this? What's the word? More adultish. I don't think that's a word. Mature. That is the word I'm looking for. Nothing Was the Same, but a little bit more mature, just in another dimension, if that makes sense. Because I was listening to Nothing Was the Same, and bruh, I'm in love with that album. I ain't gonna lie. But let me get back to what I'm saying. Oh, Thursday Night Football. Anything Taylor Swift, I'm not watching it. I'm dead serious. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all not finna every catch Travis Kelce catch, y'all finna pan to Taylor Swift up there. Every pregame, y'all finna spend 30 minutes before the game talking about Taylor Swift. I don't want to hear it. I didn't want to watch the game anyways because they playing the Broncos, the worst team in the league. But at least I want to watch some football. I like watching football. But no, they said Taylor Swift coming to the game. She probably gonna come to every Kansas City game this season. So guess who's not watching no Kansas City games? Mr. Game Changer, your boy. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it with y'all. I'm really not doing it. Taylor Swift is not my cup of tea. And y'all know how I feel about it. Even though Taylor Swift is yesterday or a few days ago took a picture with Beyonce, and they were supposedly, this what happens when the two fan bases come together and make peace. I don't believe nothing. I don't care. I still believe that Taylor Swift is jealous of Beyonce because why not? We all know why Taylor Swift is jealous of Beyonce, so I ain't got to get into that. But I honestly believe that. So that little picture didn't mean nothing to me. So Taylor Swift, whatever you trying to do to get more notoriety, I'm not saying you need more fans, more money, none of that. But I'm saying this is happening. She is doing this, and she created this contract with the NFL because she is jealous of all the attention Beyonce is getting. And honestly, a lot of these entertainers, a lot of these celebrities, they just want attention. They just seek attention. Do I believe that Travis Kelce likes Taylor Swift? Yes, maybe. Do I believe that they are in a committed relationship? No. Do I think that this relationship is going to last long term? No. So why am I seeing Taylor Swift when I'm trying to watch football? And I'm not even the biggest football fan. I don't even have a football man cave, none of that. I just like football, and I feel like it has gotten progressively better over the past several years. But I'm not like, I don't want to see this, bro. I really don't. And if y'all sit here and ask me, hey, if Beyonce was up there, this, that, and the third, and they was showing her every game, hey, I probably wouldn't be as mad because that's Beyonce. But at the same time, I would be a little irritated if they show Beyonce every other play or every other half or every other catch that Travis Kelce makes. I'd be like, well, why the hell is they showing Beyonce? So this ain't like, don't do no white or black thing, even though I feel like that's the reason why she's hating on Beyonce. Like, Beyonce is black, beautiful, and more talented than her. Beyonce does everything better than Taylor Swift, and she knows that. So she came up with this idea, or whoever came up with this idea, NFL or Taylor Swift, to come out and do this whole publicity stunt. Like, just like, what's it called? Jada is doing this for publicity. Taylor Swift is doing this for publicity, bro. So, like, these publicity stunts have to stop. Like, I'm tired of it. I didn't watch the game, so I'm not finna give y'all a recap of the game, what happened, because I didn't want to see the game, bro. Like, Taylor Swift's gonna be at the game. Dog, I don't want to see it, bro. I don't. I really don't. And like, y'all might think like, oh, TJ, why you so mad? It's only Taylor Swift. It's only Taylor Swift. Alright, dog. Y'all got it. Whoever coming to me and say that it's only Taylor Swift, why you got it, dog. I don't want to have no conversation with you because you don't see where I'm coming from. So if you come to me and say it's only Taylor Swift, dog, you ain't gotta be mad. Nah, we don't need to be having no conversations because you obviously not seeing what I'm seeing. Let's move on, man. I'm getting irritated even thinking about that. I just want to watch football. That's it. I don't want to hear about Taylor Swift. I don't want to see Taylor Swift on Bleacher Report, on the Shade Room, on ESPN, on none of the sport, on Sports Center. You know, Taylor Swift could be a part of a sports top 10. Let's say if Travis Kelce gets like an unbelievable touchdown catch and he make it to the Sports Center top 10, I bet you Taylor Swift is going to be a part of that clip. That is what irritates me. Because she should not be. She don't have nothing to do with football. I'm pretty sure she didn't even know what football was before freaking Travis Kelce. Bruh. Speaking of football though, I did see these clips though, but before the Broncos game starts, Steve Smith Jr. and Jerry Jeudy had a little interaction, and Steve said it straight up. He was like, in a little, because he's a reporter, pregame reporter. So he was like, hey, I said some things about Jerry Jeudy in the past, and I want to come reconcile some things, say I'm sorry, see if we good. And Jerry Jeudy was on the field, and he was like, F out of my face, I don't F with you. And then Steve Smith took that personally, and he came on there. He was like, hey, when NFL teams call and be like, should I trade for this wide receiver? He was like, no, he's a wide receiver that ain't did nothing since he got drafted. He went in on Jared Jeudy, and I feel like if he felt like it was called for, then it was called for. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I don't think it wasn't called for because that's how he was feeling at the moment. I mean, this is not a incident where it's an old head against a young head. I think it's an incident of it's a veteran wide receiver trying to come to a fairly new wide receiver, give him some game, which he has been giving multiple young wide receivers the game, giving them the game, and also be like apologize, talk to him, chop it up. But when you say certain verbal things towards a person, they could take it personal. I mean, I'm pretty sure he ain't curse you out whenever he said that you wasn't a good wide receiver in the past. He just wants to say, hey, I may have said some things I'm wrong, stepping up as a man. But when a man comes to you as a man and you dismiss that and say F out of my face on some really young dudes, because that's really a young dude thing to do. Like, if a man step to you and want to talk to you like man to man, you should be able to try to receive that, unless they did something crazy like killed somebody or killed your family member. But he just gave his opinion on your wide receiver play. You said F out of my face. You get what comes with that. So we gonna see where he ends up, because he won't be on the Broncos for long. Jared Judy, they've been thinking about trading him. It's already been speculations that they want to trade him. So you just gonna have to deal with what you deal with and learn from it. I think Judy is definitely gonna learn from this situation with Steve Smith, and Steve Smith is definitely gonna learn from this situation too as a grown man. So and I want to end on the NBA preseason, just some random thoughts. Wembanyama, I've been seeing a couple clips and he looks good. He definitely looks unguardable. I'm not going to say that now because I need to see him against actual NBA stars, all stars. But he definitely looks unguardable. He looks good out there. Scoot Henderson also looks good. The 1 and 2 picks. So we going to see what happens with that. My Lakers look good. They look real good. Who else? NBA preseason, Dylan Brooks. PSA, I seen you get ejected for hitting dude in below the belt. Listen, don't come to LA with that mess, because you won't leave unscathed. I promise you that. Don't come to my city, and I mean both of my cities, LA and Chicago. Don't come to Chicago. Don't come to LA doing all that crazy stuff, accepting your villain role. Oh yeah, I'm a villain. They call me a villain. I'm gonna be a villain. No, that don't mean you go be hit. That don't mean you go and start hitting people in the nuts, man. Come on, what you doing? It's the preseason. This where you get your feet under you, get a couple shots in, and that's it. That's what the preseason for. Not for ejections and hitting people in the nuts, man. What are you doing, Dylan Brooks? I know you, I accept the villain role. You ain't no villain. You really not like that, for real, for real. You really, if I'm going to be for real, I see the interview, G. He is mad zesty, bro. He is mad zesty, bro. I'm not going to lie. I seen the interview. He is mad zesty, bro. Like, and when I say zesty, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, zesty, like for real. So it's like you taking on. I feel like he put on the mask. Like he playing a role for real. Like that's not truly who he is. Stop trying to be a villain. Be yourself, please, Dylan. Please. And if you don't be yourself, if you don't act right in character when you come to our city, Chicago or LA, you will not leave that city unscathed, bro. I promise you. I promise you. You got the right ones. Don't come to LA. Don't do my Lakers like that. Play right. Play the right way, or it's gonna be up for you. I promise you that. It's gonna be up for you from the from the fans' perspective too. Like, we gonna kill you on the internet for real. We gonna be in your shoe. We gonna comment, hate. We all type of hateful messages. I ain't talking about no death threats, but if you do something crazy, we gonna come at you crazy. So Dylan Brooks, I'm telling you right now, chill out. You getting ejected in the preseason, that's crazy. Chill out. Cause it's some fan bases like the Chicago Bulls fan base, LA Lakers fan base. We gonna get at you. And honestly, I'm looking at our Lakers team. We ain't going for that either, bro. So you do something crazy like that, we coming at you. You might get a bowl. If I was on that team, you might get one of those. That's just me though. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. The most important thing in this world though is to inspire other people to do whatever they want to do, because a little bit of inspiration, y'all, can go a long way. Remember that. Mr. Game Changer signing out.